Hey, Chef Bridget with another healthy recipe for you. This one, the star of the show, is going to be Florida honey, and we're calling it Florida Energy Bites. And it is because Florida honey gives you both a short burst of energy and a sustained energy. So we'll get started. This is a no-bake recipe, but you do have to follow kind of a standard base, and for that I have the recipe right in front of me. You can go to followfreshfromflorida.com and find that recipe online, and you will have some creativity with it, and you'll see why I said that. So we're gonna start with 1 1/4 cup of rolled oats. To that, I'm gonna use SUNBUTTER, but you could also use peanut butter, cashew butter, almond butter, whatever you want. But I think SUNBUTTER is a good nut butter to use in this because it's safe for people with peanut allergies. And that's kind of common these days in children. So I'm gonna use SUNBUTTER, and this calls for 1/2 cup, and I'm gonna eyeball this. You can eyeball it to a point. I wouldn't get too crazy. And if you're unsure of how much a 1/2 cup looks like, then you're gonna want to measure that. That looks like about 1/2 cup to me. All right, this is raw unfiltered honey, but any Florida honey will do. Florida orange, blossom honey, Tupelo, wildflower honey. There's so many choices out there, and there's several apiaries that you can go to and buy directly from them, and you can go to, again, the followfreshfromflorida.com page and find all that information online. And oh wow, so beautiful. The colors in honey changes. You'll see there's ambers and light browns and golden browns and all sorts of stuff. That's about 1/3 of the cup. And you'll see the consistency once you start mixing this. You can kind of play with it. If it's a little too runny, then add a few more oats or a few more of the add-ins that you can, and that'll thicken it back up. Okay, so always, even with sweets, a little pinch of salt, a little sea salt there, about a teaspoon of vanilla, and that is usually a cap full worth. And that's it for the base. So now we can do our add-ins, and it's about a 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of add-ins. And I am going with dried blueberries that I purchased at the store. I did not try these myself, but I saw these at the store and thought they'd be good in these energy bites. So those go in. White chocolate chips, because you can make this as healthy or as unhealthy as you want. It has a lot of natural sweetness, but I want a little bit more. Along with the honey and the nut butter, what's gonna hold this together is part of what I wanna add in, which is MEDJOOL dates, and you can get those in the deli section and just chop them up. Rough chop is fine. They're sticky, they're delicious. A little bit of cinnamon. And here's some more of my add-ins: hemp seeds and ground flax seeds. You can add chia seeds, whatever you want. Just go ahead and add it in. And we're gonna mix. And it's gonna be pretty thick. I'm gonna turn it on high for a minute. Okay, and that's it. Done. I'm gonna take this off. Put that in there. Would help if I was organized. All right, so the consistency is, it's pretty sticky. I'm thinking that needs a few more oats because I probably added a little bit more sunflower butter, or honey than I should have. So I'm gonna add a few more oats. Again, a lot of baking recipes you cannot eyeball, but this one you can. It's pretty forgiving. And I have clean hands, and it's just me, so I'm gonna mix this with my hands. And now that consistency is good. A little crumbly, but it'll come together because of all the honey and the sunflower butter, or peanut butter if you use that. It does get a little sticky, and for that I have a little container of water, and if you just wet your fingertips very lightly and go in and just kind of mash it together and then roll them. They would also be fine as energy bars. You could press them into a 8x8 and cut them into little squares, but This is pretty convenient for you to just go in the fridge and get one of these if you need a short burst of energy or the sustained energy that you might need. And you just keep going until you got them all done. And again, it's a great recipe to let your kids help and teach them about nutrition and what Florida honey does. These would be good with dark chocolate chips and coconut flakes with just peanut butter and nothing added into it. But what fun is that? And you know, this is not a low-calorie snack. It has some calories to it, it has some sugar to it, but it's mostly, except for the white chocolate chips, it's mostly unprocessed sugar, which is very different than you know, white table sugar. So you get the point. You're just gonna roll these out until all of it is done. You're gonna store them in a container, in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to about 7 days. Yeah, one of these will give you the short burst of energy that you need, that will help you throughout the day with maybe doing your kids' homework or going for a short walk or a short run, whatever you need to do, run errands. I hope you go to followfreshfromflorida.com and look these up and make them for your family and get all the energy you need from our Florida honey. Happy cooking.